who's the dude on that one movie with the hobbits? Thou shalt not pass.
Gandalf?
Yeah, you're like Gandalf of the MRE world. Look at this. Look, hold on. Gandalf.
Hold on again.
Yep.
I'm gonna park this.
Look at this. I mean, legit.
What is going on, guys? This is the inaugural Warning Order podcast.
You grab me another beer behind you, bro?
Yeah.
Standing.
1 second. Man, it's so glad we got recorders.
Right?
Or do you want Sunny D?
Can we mix them? How's Sunny D and Gentleman Jack?
Not good.
Not
good. No. I'll take that straight to the head before I put it with own shoes.
All right, so first up, all right, we got some MREs. Here, I'm going to take New Orleans gumbo with chicken.
Well, I think Brian's getting ahead of himself. Thank you for tuning in to the Warning Order show. We're here at Freedom Studios, and we're going to kick off some stuff. We're going to say some things. We're going to laugh a bunch, and we're probably going to make ourselves look a little bit stupid, but we're all about it.
If we don't do that, then I don't feel like we'd have a successful podcast.
I don't feel like I could walk around and not look stupid all the time anyway. I mean,
Right?
I'm a 33 going on 34-year-old white dude that wears Jordans and has long hair. I mean, what else is about it?
You rock it, man. You rock it. But yeah, I'm going to not be a dumbass and shout out our studio because they're so good to us. They really are. Freedom Studios right here. Yeah, this is officially, this is going to be podcast number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2.
I'm not trying to be gross, man, but, number 2 is a good number, for a lot of reasons. I mean, if you think about it, and I know, like, everyone goes right to the dumpster, right? You're thinking like a toilet bowl. Like, I'm just taking the Browns to the Super Bowl. But that's not it, There's a lot of things that number 2 comes. I mean, if you got number 2 in a race, you feel good.
It's only fitting that we're talking about number 2 and MREs.
Hey, the number one thing, how many of your soldiers got constipated because of MREs?
Oh my God, like it's the whole point of them.
Yeah, but what did you tell them? Chew the gum, dumbass, and you won't be constipated.
Yeah, that's very
What do you
true.
got over there?
I got New Orleans gumbo with chicken.
That sounds good. I've never had that one. I have pasta with marinara sauce and veggie crumbles. Hey, so on the way to the studio, I picked these up because I didn't have any, or I have them in storage, but I'm not trying to find them.
No.
But they're $9.99 a piece with taxes.
$9.99
plus taxes.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, as a soldier at any rank, I would never pay $10 for an MRE.
Well, let's just go over a couple of things. What can you get for $10 as a meal that's better than MRE?
Well, I mean, okay, so there's a lot of substance in here, right? You're going to get a lot of calories. You're going to get a lot of carbs. You're going to get a lot of energy, sugar. So when you say what's better, a whole lot.
Yeah. Man, I'm looking at this thing, and it's been so long. I've never seen most of this. I don't know what toasted corn is, but it says MRE Star. Have you seen these?
Toasted corn. Those are, it's like those really hard pieces of corn that just like snap your molars when you crunch on them. I can't remember the official name.
It sounds like so maybe like a corn nut?
Yeah. Corn nut.
But it doesn't come with
the name.
beer. It comes with a fruit punch power stick.
Ooh, power stick.
Sounds good.
So you have drink mix.
Drink mix.
Yeah. Go through your whole menu.
So
man.
so I got oatmeal cookies, which I'm definitely gonna eat because if you guys didn't know this by now, but I'm the fat kid of the show. I mean, my man Tron, he eats, sleeps in the gym. I mean, I go to the gym, throw around iron here and there, but I got kids, man. He doesn't understand yet. Once you have kids, all those delicious treats laying around, those little Debbie snack cakes, at the end of the night when it's like, man, should I eat this? And then you look in the mirror and think, I could probably afford 3 or 4 of these. But so I got oatmeal cookies. I got toasted corn, which is basically like corn nuts, is what my boy Brian said. I got some tortillas. Yeah. I got pasta marinara with veggie meat crumbles. Why would tortillas be with pasta marinara? Because I'm going to make this into a taco because I like to make everything. So you know me, right?
Oh, yeah.
If there's a breakfast joint, no matter where we go, if it's here, Europe, Australia, wherever, what am I going to get if it's on the menu?
you're definitely getting a burrito or a taco.
I mean, every single time. I feel like even if the food isn't good, if it's wrapped in tortilla, it's probably better.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what you got over here. You got yours laid out.
Yeah,
Like, this has got to be like an Army Marine thing. Marine, I just have it in front of me, as convenient as possible, and I don't give a shit. He's got his like a junk on the bunk.
Dude, talk to Kasia, dude. Like, I am so structured with stuff, dude. I don't know. It's just OCD.
I mean, literally, I wish that I could get our man Todd over here to look at the difference. Mine is literally jumbled shit, and his is left to right, covered and aligned.
And what's the problem with that?
I mean, it's just dumb as shit.
Why is this? I like to be organized.
That's what I thought.
You just do like a quick little swipe.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
All right, man. So
You can't drink Coors Light and be covered and aligned. I'm just gonna let you know. It just doesn't make sense.
and be what?
And covered and aligned.
Cover.
You know what I'm talking about.
Dress right, dress, huh?
Yeah, I get it.
Dress right, dress. All right, so I got New Orleans gumbo with chicken. I did not ever have that recipe.
I've never even heard of that. It sounds delicious.
Yeah. What?
Can I have your Smarties?
No.
I really enjoy Smarties.
Okay, we're gonna come back to that. So I got some tortillas as well. Apparently, I'm gonna put my chicken in some tortillas. Sugar cookies. Okay. I do remember these though.
I call those.
You call it?
Yeah, it's like you know how it is. I can just call what I want.
Oh, you're calling my sugar cookies?
Yeah. This is also a new heater. Okay, so this new heater, and not trying to interrupt what you're saying.
You're good,
Remember
man.
on the heaters they were green, and they used to say lean against rock or something.
Yeah, what's
so
up,
they've upgraded it. They tell you exactly how to use it. Tear open the heater bag at top, insert MRE pouch, add water, blah blah blah, fold. Allow MRE meal to keep for 15 minutes. When have you ever had 15? Unless you're on post, right?
Yeah.
In the Army, you guys sign post, right? You just stand out and stare at the desert for no damn reason.
It's not an Army thing, dude. That is a military thing.
Well, I mean,
it is. Are you telling me you never just pulled guard duty in the middle of the night and just stood out and watched like some fucking, I don't know, Taliban dude come and fuck goats for the whole night?
Yeah, but I definitely did. But I mean, you were in high school, because on my first
I wasn't
deployment. Because I remember you told me you graduated in 2014. So it's like,
2014. Yeah, I am 11 years old.
Let me shake my salt.
Welcome to the warning order. I'm 11.
They just signed me up to let me on there. But 15 minutes to heat this meal. When I was an instructor at SOI, none of my students would have ever had time to heat a meal.
No.
But anyways, go ahead with your order.
Yeah.
I was just, me.
So I'm gonna, you know what I mean? I'm gonna kind of get into this stuff because people want to know like nutrition facts and stuff because these things are loaded. So this the gumbo with chicken, all right. Serving size 1, awesome. So 220 calories. Not bad. Okay, 4.5 grams of fat.
They've left
Carbs, 31 grams. Okay, this ain't bad. 11 grams of protein. Okay, not crazy. Dried fruit mix. See, this was like my favorite. I used to love getting the fruit mix, man.
I don't know what that is.
Man, you're like, it's how do you not know what dried fruit mix is?
I don't know, but I mean, you're over here reading.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Marine does not know what dried fruit mix is.
I've literally never seen dried fruit mix. Banana chips sound delicious. Dried papaya sounds delicious.
It's trail mix.
Diced pineapple sounds delicious. Well, trail mix has nuts and shit. This doesn't have any nuts. This is just fruit. This is literally just fruit. We're trying to be healthy and give you fruit, but I mean, I've literally never seen that. And you're reading through these, and I dig it, and I hope the audience digs it. But as a Marine, I see some food. I'm gonna throw it in this bucket. I'm gonna heat it up, and I'm gonna start to cook it because that's what we're doing.
How many times did you honestly have enough time to bust this heater open, right? Do everything you're doing right now, which, okay, yeah, you're good.
What are you looking for? I don't have any cheese or anything. I was thinking remember the jalapeno cheese?
I'm just looking to see if you got anything.
I have nothing good
in there.
No, I have nothing good.
All right, so anyone worth their weight, okay? Anyone who's ever been in the military and okay, awesome, I'll do these MREs. You never really just stick one meal.
It's a
in
goulash.
the heater. Yeah,
You heat it all up.
you stick this bag
Bro, you're killing my heater, bro.
I still think you gotta tip it on its side a little bit.
Do you have anything on your head in mind? You have any cheese? Anyways.
No, man, I don't have anything cool.
So why these things cook? Let's get into some funny
I actually
shit.
know about that.
What?
Like the whole science behind all that stuff, you know?
No. You know the science of the MRE heater?
Yeah.
I don't know the science, but I will tell you that talking about posts and stuff like that earlier, right? On my first deployment in Iraq, we stood post with the Iraqi army, right? No. And they always made the best hot chocolate. And I always thought, how are you making this delicious ass hot chocolate with no type of heater, no nothing. And I never question it because I'm tired. I'm an 18-year-old kid standing post, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to drink this shit no matter what. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm barely awake. If someone attacks, I'm dead. And so they would give it to me. But then after like 3 months, and it started to get warm, and I started to open my eyes a little bit and realize, because it was my first deployment. You get there, it's like you legitimately have no idea what's going on. I mean, we're going to get into some hygiene stuff, but at some point, like I didn't brush my teeth for like a month because we were out, like, you know, you're doing patrols, you're living in people's homes, blah, blah.
You're a dirty bird.
So I look at this guy, this Iraqi army individual, you know, shaking up a water bottle with the hot chocolate stuff in it, and I realize the water bottle has another thing in it that's boiling. And I'm like, what the shit is that? So then I look at it a little better, and I'm like, that's an MRE heater. So if you can get cancer from MRE heaters, I definitely have it running through my veins, because I drank a good 3 months of like 2 to 3 hot chocolates per post where they were making me hot chocolate. So they would make it with the heater inside the bottle, shake it up, and then they would just pour that into one water bottle. And then they would, you know, use that as the heater for all the hot chocolates. And so, you know, I drank heater mix for a while, but it was tasty.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't drink it.
So that heater mix you're drinking, by the way.
Let me know. Give me the science.
For our viewers behind this, right? So basically these heaters, it has little tiny, it's got, this whole scientific thing, I thought I was going to do better at this, but no. I'm not.
The class you took in the Army for 20 minutes on how the heater works did not stick with you.
No, dude, I actually, like, this is stuff I used to actually basically have to teach people, like, hey, don't make a fucking bomb out of your MRE heater, dick. Yeah, so this is...
If you would have told Marines how to make a bomb or not to make a bomb with it, we would have made a bomb with it.
Yeah. But yeah, there's magnesium particles, so basically you add the water, adds to the metal. There's an oxidation process that happens to speed that up because it takes forever for things to rust. There's basically just salt and there's something else. I can't remember what it was, but it just basically speeds up the oxidation effect, producing heat, and that heat needs to be locked in there. That's why we fold it. So there's basically just a chemical reaction happening, heating everything up. And so if you were drinking that's not a good thing, bro.
I mean, you know,
cancer and such.
I'm built different.
Yeah, you definitely are.
Something's wrong with me. Yeah. All right, so why we let these MREs heat up, okay? I want to hear something. Oh. They're delicious, right?
Yeah.
Did we just go down to the local cookie bakery shop and say, "Hey, let me get some oatmeal deliciousness"? I mean, it's crazy. That's way better than I ever remember. Anyways, so when you were in the Army and you trained soldiers, what was the craziest thing you ever saw? Like when it came to like MREs, eating, or what they would eat, or what was the craziest thing you did on deployment to give yourself some food, something of substance? Like, what did you do?
Okay. So this isn't technically something I did, right? Actually, involves my dad. He sent me, he would send me care packages being over there, right? And, we actually had a pretty nice cop. It was just a company cop. We had like a little chow hall, so we were getting 3 hots a day ish.
So basically, you stayed at the Marriott, and the Army brought you in food, and they were like, "Hey, here's some lobster for breakfast."
Yeah, you act like you didn't stay on the same damn fobs and cops as if for Marines that you guys had it so much worse than we did.
Listen, okay, I will tell you my first deployment.
Let me finish my story.
All right.
Let me finish my story.
Go ahead.
So my dad's sending me these care packages, right? And the standard stuff that everyone's thankful to see. Trail mix, beef jerky, all that stuff, right? So I open up this one package. He sends me 2, and the other one had all that standard stuff in it. I'm like, oh, fucking awesome, right? I open up the second one. It's heavier. I'm like, what the fuck? So I open it, and right on the top, there's this. It's a gas burner, right? And I'm just like, whoa, cool. Oh, okay, awesome. Maybe he got me one of those jet boil things, whatever. Those are dope. Way dope, right? Yeah. No, dude. He sent me this gas burner, and he sent 2 propane tanks with it. Little tiny camping propane tanks.
You said those in the mail. Here you go,
dude. Are you kidding me? That is so bad. You cannot ship those through the mail. You know what I mean? You understand propane tanks. They
I'm
get
sure
to us
at the post office. It said anything that can explode or be flammable. Your dad was like, nope, not a damn thing.
Nothing I can think of. I mean, that thing was on, both of these propane tanks were pressurized in the back of a C-17 going across the Atlantic.
Just tossed everywhere.
Yeah, just tossed everywhere. So that was the craziest thing. Like, when I saw that, I was like, are you kidding me? And then I actually went on to proceed to go, like, lug around propane tanks in my rucksack on patrol.
So if you got shot, you were just a big IED.
Pretty much. But it didn't happen, so, yeah.
That's a blessing for you.
Go ahead, man.
No,
go ahead.
no, man. You go ahead.
No, but I mean, that's honestly like it's so hard to be put on the spot and think about like, hey, what's the one craziest thing? Because in 8 years, bro, like I didn't really start like, you don't actually get the responsibility of training soldiers until like at least a couple of years in or whatever. But dude, there was so much stupid shit that people do. I don't even know where to begin.
And I had a bunch of Marines and I'm sure you had the same thing in the Army. Just very intelligent guys that when it came to be a Marine, it was easy. So they did all kinds of other crazy shit. I had a Marine named Griffin on my second deployment. This dude spoke multiple languages. He was older than me. Him and this guy, Hale and Patrick, those three individuals, they would come up with some crazy meals. And I remember that. And Sunstrom, we called him Sunshine, but all great Marines. And they would create these meals like it was like they were chefs. Yeah. And it was like, what are you putting together? And it's like, oh, well, I got a goulash. So then you all got to that point where you're creating all these meals every single day. But I think for me, on my first deployment, we were on the Syrian border and hanging out. And, excuse me, it's the Coors Light.
Barely.
But, when we got there to this BP, we're at Battle Position Tinian. So we're talking about, I didn't stay in the same place as you. We got there and literally, what are the Navy guys called? The guys that they do construction basically. They're like Navy construction guys. Seabees. That's what they are. I know you didn't mess with them because the Army, you guys have all your own logistics. Yeah. Difference between the Marine Corps and the Army. Mm-hmm. So the Seabees, and if I said that wrong, my bad to you Navy dudes, just get over it. So the Seabees are there like moving, filling sandbags, all this stuff. So we literally live in like some wooden hooches that we created. And then, Andre Adams, he was our cook, man. This dude was awesome. So we played Madden, though, or did we play Madden? It was on PlayStation, and we would shut down everyone else's power at night so we could get on the sticks, man. But so when we lived there, I mean, legitimately, it was MREs or nothing in the beginning because there wasn't a heater yet. We didn't have, remember like the big MRE boilers that would cook all this stuff?
Oh, yeah.
So, we had Otis Spunkmeyer muffins, though, like 4 or 5 boxes.
Oh, dude, those things were clutch. You get in country and you see those, man, done. They were like Rippets, pretty much.
Oh, man, Rippets and that. So I literally pooped blueberry muffins for like 3.5 months. I mean, legitimately, you went into where I used, because you used wag bags before?
Maybe. They might have just been called something different.
Okay, so it's just basically like kitty litter in a bottom of a bag. You put it around a toilet seat.
Huh. No,
so okay, so we had these wooden hooches. All right, let me tell you about these. We had these wooden hooches in the middle of our BP, and they were all buttoned up. Like, they closed all the way. So if you were doing, some naughty things, because as males, you do what you got to do. You knew what was going on in the stall next to you. You could hear a dude sweating it out. And so anyways.
It happened all the time.
All the time. So anyways, these wag bags were basically like kitty litter in the bottom of a bag, and you put them around a toilet seat kind of. Yeah. So, and then you threw them in the burn pile. Yeah. And then you just burn them and, all that stuff. And I remember, man, and then we had burn barrels. You ever had burn barrels?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, so those are the worst. I had Marines on my second deployment throw shotgun primers in there. So when their counterparts, their peers, were stirring it blew up in their mouth. They got in trouble. And man,
wow.
I'm going to let you know, if that would happen to me, I would have been ready to throw hands with whoever did it.
Ready to throw hands? I would be throwing hands. I mean, fuck ready. Ready goes out the door, man. I'm already acting.
So we did Otis Spunkmeyer muffins, but then we had that big heater, and this Marine I had named Klinger. He was a machine gunner, cool ass dude. Yeah. Just one of the, just a machine gunner to the core. You could just, if you met him, you'd say, oh, you're a machine gunner. Yeah. Anyways, he would I'd have posts with him sometimes. There was one post you'd have multiple guys, and that was the one you wanted to be on because you had someone to talk to in the middle of the night. So we had these big chicken meals that were meant for probably like 12 to 15 dudes, and he would get one. We wouldn't even heat it up, and we'd just rip it open and eat the chicken on post with like some Pete's hot sauce and just go.
Oh, roger that, man.
But man, yeah,
all
good
right,
times.
So we got some stuff cooking here, man. Let's get back to this, dude. I'm ready to kind of bust this thing open. How's yours? Did you knead yours a little bit before you put it in?
No, I'm stupid. But the spoons are even different.
Dude, everything's
Did you
different,
guys always
man.
have spoons in like all your troops or soldiers? Did you always have spoons in your flaps?
I would smoke the dog piss out of anyone who I caught with a fucking any kind of I don't know. So that's no, dude.
What's the reason?
To me? That's like slinging a weapon on your back. To me,
A spoon in your flax, like slinging a weapon on your back?
yeah.
I am so glad I didn't join the Army. I'm going to let you know.
Yeah, dude.
Every Marine I knew, especially in combined anti-armor teams, you had a spoon. Because you never knew when you were going to be able to dig into something delicious. Or if you got an MRE, if you were a unicorn and you got an MRE with no spoon, what the fuck were you going to do?
With a fucking knife. You be a man and bust out your fucking knife or your hands
And
or
so
whatever.
you're going to eat this meal with a knife.
Dude, all I got to say is if one of my soldiers would have been going out on patrol and they got a motherfucking plastic spoon front and center on their kit.
Not front and center, but okay, hold on. I need your
Priorities
why.
of work.
I need your why. It's tactically, it's awesome. It's the same color as everything there.
I mean,
So what was? But right now, as a civilian, looking back on it,
yeah.
I want to know your why. Other than the fact that you just didn't like it, but what was your true meaning behind it? Like, what was the thing that said, Brian Tryon, why not these spoons? And you'd be like,
because to me, being in combat, even just, I get it. Like, you want to fuck around, whatever. Hey, just ease it, whatever. Just have it here. To me, it was like, hey, when we leave the fucking wire, right? Shit's serious. I don't want you thinking about the stupid fucking spoon on your kit or when you're gonna get to eat next or whatever. Like, dude, that is not. It better not be on your mind when you're gonna fucking eat next because we're outside a sector right now. Like, it's just priorities change, and every little thing reflects that. So even something as tiny as a spoon on a flick, you know what I mean? That to me is like, hey, get it the fuck out of here. And that sets a standard for everyone to realize, hey, get your mind in the game.
okay,
Every
so
little
people,
thing, man. Every little thing it came down to.
now you realize the difference between Brian and Jeremy. It's not even Marine Corps versus the Army.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't have liked me in a downrange because my this is my thing on it, okay?
Yeah.
What if we were downrange or whatever was going on, and we took fire from one way or another, or we took indirect fire, whatever it was, and you don't want to lose your spoon. You just throw it in there. But for me,
But why do you need a spoon?
because
with
it's
you?
such a minute thing that
Yeah.
it doesn't matter in the long run. It does not matter. This is not going to get in the way of my Marine. Now, if it was over like one of his magazines and he couldn't do a reload, I get it. But I've never seen a Marine that do it. You just put it in the webbing, and that was that.
But my thing is, dude, like, think about this, man. Like, say you got a 3 to 5 second rush, right? Because you got dickheads fucking, with a, a D or
got
a
a
PKM,
PK, yeah,
whatever,
coming at you,
300 meters, 12 o'clock, right? Whatever. You got a 3 to 5 second rush, bringing everything you got, this dude. You know what I mean? Like, first of all I'm saying is, like, you're saying, spoon on the kit.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, functionality wise, man, like, I have all the things externally on your kit. They need to be there for a reason. If you're getting down in the dirt, whatever, you're gonna really want your spoon or whatever the hell you're gonna be using to feed yourself.
You must not
want
know
that
Marines.
to be like getting.
You must not know Marines. If
I know
I
Marines.
found this thing on the ground and I needed a spoon, I'm
get
gonna
that.
use it.
I get
but
it.
I think like right now, like you have to understand where I'm coming from. And I'm coming from you as wags, right? So I'm coming at you like that, and I'm saying like, okay, I understand what you're saying. You want their mindset to be always on it 100.
Yeah.
And I get that. But, I mean, a huge but is what, like your whole flak was covered on the front?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's all covered, but I mean, I had an admin pouch. You know what I mean? You got your full
Magazine
210 rounds, 7 mags, 30 rounds each. And honestly, like as a leader at that point, I had given up. Like I didn't have my long gun anymore. I didn't have like any 2 or 3 rounds.
Oh, you didn't carry a rifle?
Yeah, of course I carry a rifle. I just didn't have a long gun.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so at that point, it's not about like the stuff that I have on me, right? Like if I'm the one carrying, like say even as a team leader, right? If I'm the one carrying all kinds of stuff, and I'm not saying as a team leader I'm too good for that. No, absolutely not. Maybe once you get to like squad leader, platoon leader level, like platoon sergeant, whatever, like that's when you can talk about like, okay, you can be naked and just have your rifle, whatever. But what I'm getting at is like,
It's a mindset.
It's absolutely 100% a mindset, and that mindset it needs to start from the ground up, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like of course there were dudes walking around with spoons in their flicks or whatever in their kit, and but people under my leadership, if I see someone walking around with a spoon in their kit, it's very telling of their priorities. So soldiers who are under my leadership, if I see that shit, I'm gonna come pull you around back as soon as you get done with chow, because I'm not gonna, you know what I mean, eat your food, you know what I mean, because you're gonna come puke it up later.
So like here, we'll get off the
That's
subject.
just how I was,
we'll get off
man.
the subject.
Priorities at work.
But I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know. Downrange, wherever, I have a smile on my face.
Because there definitely needs to be morale.
Yeah. So like for me,
I get that.
I'm showing up with a smile, and even if it's bad times, I mean, man, it's no big deal. But the spoon thing, I feel like
the difference, bro.
as soon as you realize the spoon doesn't matter, that you'll understand society better. You know, it's like because look at this, Brian.
Listen, I get it.
You don't get it.
I do though. You're trying to push your mindset onto me, and I can understand that we're both have like I get it. You know what I mean?
It's not my mindset. It's the world's mindset. I need a spoon, bro.
It's not the world's mindset. Downrange, when we're fighting wars, if your mindset is on a fucking spoon, I would be telling people that you're wrong.
If my belly's full, I'm going to shoot just the same as if it wasn't full.
I beg to differ. If your belly's full and you got to go, hey, I'm up, he sees me, I'm down, or you got to, maybe you got to break contact to the next major terrain feature, 1,000 meters.
Well, I've thrown up no matter what. You know? I've thrown up no matter what. If I've eaten, if I haven't eaten. But okay, so we'll leave the spoon thing. I just got one more statement, right? So when you were patrolling, you never like went into someone's backyard and you're going through like an alleyway and they're cooking some hobus and they got some eggs and they're like, oh, you have your terp, go ask them, and they're like, hey, do you want to join them for breakfast? Well, hell yeah, I do. I just ate MREs and Otis Spunkmeyer muffins for 6 months. What do we got on the plate? And then you go there every day and you got your spoon ready, smiling, and now you're your friends, and then I mean,
you make a good point. I can't debate that. You've definitely got a point there.
Well, anyways, it's
just
tomato.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't know this. The Army's hard. I don't want anything to do with the Army. You motherfuckers are hard all day. No fucking spoons. Blue camis.
I'm in it. Blue camis.
All right,
I'm glad. I think he's talking about ACUs, man. And I
don't even know what an ACU is.
Army combat uniform.
Ooh, you guys in combat, I can't even imagine.
Yeah. I'm glad. I mean, it looked good in garrison. It was worthless. Blue? They were kind of a blue. Yeah. They looked good in garrison. Very professional.
I need you to tell me. They weren't kinda. I mean, you guys were literally like you guys basically like Michael Jordan's North Carolina Tar Heels walking through the streets.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool though.
I won't debate you on that.
I think it looks
good.
good.
100%. And it technically in an urban warfare, maybe because if we're around like a lot of pavement and stuff. But I mean, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, busting them open, man. How's that looking?
All right, so I got pasta marinara. I got some corn nuts. I don't know why I'm gonna put mine in a tortilla though.
You should.
It's literally a corn nut.
Yeah, dude.
It's perfect for beer. You want some?
Yeah.
Let me know what you want. The funny thing is Marines and Army soldiers, all that stuff, they'll probably all do the same thing. You trade food all the time. You open MRE, it's like, oh man, I hate Skittles. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. What do you got? Oh, you got jalapeno cheese? Pass that over. I was so disappointed to see neither of us got a jalapeno cheese.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd have some kind of cheese, whether it was like cheese with bacon. Jalapeno takes the cake, by the way. Those things will probably crack as soon as you.
Why do these tortillas look so funny?
Yeah.
All right.
Listen, beggars can't be choosers. You know
I'm not a beggar. I spent $30 at the local Army surplus store for MREs.
Dude, here, have one of these sugar cookies, man. They look good.
They look good. Well, in my diet, whiskey, cookies.
Okay, so give you guys a little bit of a just kind of situational know-how, I guess, on this. So first of all, like if you're under the impression that the entire military eats MREs every day, whatever, that's not the case. We get pretty pissed off when we have to eat MREs, to be honest with you, because when we're in garrison, right, if we're not on the field like training or whatever, we have nice gyms, we got our nice barracks or whatever, we got a nice chow hall.
This shit is pretty tasty.
Yeah,
I mean it's not $10. I mean this is it's not in and out.
It's getting it done though, right?
I mean, yeah, it tastes kind of like dog food in a tortilla, but I don't know if it's the tortilla that's the dog food or the pasta.
Yeah, but yeah, so we use pretty much every time that we have to eat MREs that we're not deployed. We're looking to have to basically you go from like eating normal food to like, hey, we're doing 2 weeks out in the field, whatever, some training rotation, whatever. All right, at that point you're eating MREs, and it's just, man, this stuff is loaded with stuff. And don't be under the impression that you have to eat 3 MREs a day. If you're eating 3 MREs a day, you're going to come back from that field rotation after about 2 weeks, gaining probably about a good 10 to 15 pounds.
Where's the doo-doo gum?
I don't know.
There's no more doo-doo
They've got
gum?
Smarties now, bro. I still can't get over the Smarties.
I don't give a fuck about Smarties. I
I
want to be able
do.
to shit right.
I do.
Man, you know what I was thinking about?
What?
So when you go to the field, that's generally when you'll eat MREs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you'll see Marines, and I'm sure it's soldiers the same thing. They'll have leftover, and they'll just be in their barracks room because they're too lazy to go to the chow hall or DFAC, and they'll just be eating an MRE in their room, and you're like, what are you
birds,
doing,
man.
dude? What are you just hanging out?
Dirty birds were the bane of my existence, dude. I
bet-
used to hate that.
You just told me you'd kill people for a spoon. We wouldn't get along, dude. I'd be the smiling. Okay, so in the Army, did you have like a high reg or like a high insight? Or like real short hair?
Well, obviously, yeah. So for all 8 years, bro, I had I got a number 2 on top. I've got a shitty hairline, so I always got a line up.
Yeah.
You know, so that's all I always had, man.
So I had that for a couple of years when I had to, and then after that, I mean, for every Marine out there, Yut, I had a low reg. I mean, you could tell by my hair now and kind of my personality.
Yeah.
I had barely trimmed over my ears, like a taper fade.
Oh, yeah.
And like a comb over, and I was ready to go,
You had an officer's haircut.
Oh, yeah, it was the
Yeah.
best. And I would walk around, especially when I was an instructor at Advanced Infantry Training Battalion.
Yeah.
I'd walk around with this haircut, and man, my first sergeant hated me. I mean, hated me. Because my haircut.
Do you want to try this? Hold on. Do you want to try
What's
this gumbo, dude? It's actually kind of legit.
Yeah, do you want a tortilla full of marinara?
Yeah, let's trade.
All right, cool. You got to make me a new tortilla, though. I don't want that bitten one. Can I use my spoon to make this?
Yeah.
I'm going to load you up with the hot stuff. Because you must have mashed yours the right way. I didn't. I just ate a cold.
See, that's the difference, man. All right, for all you guys listening or watching, before you put this in the heater, you gotta knead it like that. That's where you fucked up. It's all good though.
I didn't know we were out here. No, I made you one. You make me one.
Oh,
Yeah, use your spoon. This dude over here make me stuff.
I'm not gonna.
Man, all right. So talking about MREs, right?
Yeah.
Is this mine? Oh no, this is
No.
gumbo again. Let's kind of we'll keep eating these MREs, but let's talk about some fun stuff in the field or deployed, like hygiene wise. Like, what was some crazy shit that you had to go through, or that you saw your soldiers go through, or things that I mean, I obviously know that you had your, soldiers brushing their teeth together and putting their toothbrushes in the right area. So
I wasn't that bad, man. But like,
Ooh,
you
excuse
just, dude, like, I took it really, really seriously, man. Like, if you know what I mean, like, train how you fight.
man,
That's
you
it,
and I,
man.
you wouldn't have liked me other than when we weren't in.
You might have honestly,
military.
like, if I would have been
Maybe I would have
around
opened your
you-
eyes differently.
Dude, honestly, like, I was the kind of soldier, to be honest with you, man. Like, a lot of people didn't like me because I was very gung-ho. I loved my job. A lot of people liked to do the bare minimum. And I would make them look like complete fucking bags of just piles of shit.
So I get that. I understand
Yeah.
that. But I will tell you, a lot of people hated me because I walked around with a chip on my shoulder.
Cheers, brother.
But I took a bite. But the military is pretty easy if you put forth. Yeah, that one's way better than this
Okay.
one. This
Yeah, it
gumbo one is trash.
No.
But the military is easy if you do what you're supposed to do and you put a little bit of effort in when you're not at work. In my opinion, it's super easy. But
I just felt like I had so much to prove when I went in, man. So I just went balls to the wall since day one. That's the vibe, the op tempo that I felt. And I just carried that with me, man.
dude, I don't even know what to say about that.
Dude, honestly, I set really high expectations for myself, man.
Hey, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks for your service. I appreciate you, because guys like you are the reason I joined the military.
Yeah.
You were basically like, you're like the guys you see on movies or what recruiters tell you about. You're like the guy that everyone said, like, you're going to meet this one guy and he's just going to be on point, or woman. You're going to meet them and they're going to be every day, balls to the wall until, midnight. And then you're going to wake up at 4 a.m. and then he's going to ruck you here and there. And I remember hearing that and thinking, not for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you.
And I thank you for everything you've done for this country. Did you like the marinara better or gumbo?
I definitely like the marinara better.
The gumbo just doesn't taste good. It doesn't have enough seasoning, and there's no Tabasco.
Yeah.
There's a crushed red pepper, but I'm not eating
See
pizza.
that? If you would have approached me differently, if you would have said, if our conversation instead of the spoon would have been instead about some sort of hot sauce, things would have been different. They would have been different.
I get that.
I'm not about to put like, a little bottle of Texas Pete in like my, my Molly webbing. You know what I mean? But
I don't want to offend anyone, but if you carry around your own, salad dressing going into a restaurant, you might want to question your sanity.
I know.
And pass the ranch.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So I want to talk about, just for a second, I want to touch on
all this stuff away.
I'm going to leave mine right here.
I'm not.
Hey, let's touch on, you want to touch on some stuff about, training and hygiene, or you want to touch on something?
Yeah, you've been talking about training and hygiene.
Man, so, because, I think it's funny. I tell people about my first deployment. I didn't shower for almost like 80-something days. Like, didn't shower. We were rationed on water. Yeah. And, I mean, my balls probably smelled like fungus mixed with cheese, mixed with someone's toes. And think about it, like the whole time you're there, before I deployed on my first deployment, I had some good Marines in charge of me, but no one really prepared me hygiene-wise.
Yeah.
You did junk on the bunk, or you did whatever inspection you did, but no one said, hey, bring extra socks, bring extra underwear, wear silkies for underwear, because you can just spray those off with a hose, or you can put them in water or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm out there in my whitey tighties with this railroad strips in my underwear, I got railroad strips, and it looks like, I've been running through yellow ramen water in the front because I've been wearing the same drawers for 3 weeks.
Dude, is there coffee in there?
Yeah, you want some coffee?
Ooh.
Well, there's some creamer, and there's a deep, rich coffee, instant coffee. You can have mine. There you go.
I'm gonna roll the first ever warning order Ranger dip.
All right, let's see it. He's gonna do that. He's gonna walk you through that once this is done. Let me.
Yeah. I'm doing this while you talk.
Yeah, I got you. But so I didn't shower for a long time. I remember at one point I was telling my wife, Bria, I was like, babe, I didn't brush my teeth for almost 3 months. And she thought I was the most vile human being in the world. and I told her, like, well, I lost my toothbrush, but I used like, my finger or like an old rag or a shirt. But I mean, anybody that knew me in the Marine Corps, especially when I taught at the School of Infantry, I remember we were doing a tracking phase, okay?
Yeah.
We're having them do where they're tracking us through like the mountains of Camp Pendleton, through Mateo and up there in 52 area, blah, blah. And they can't find me. And mind you, I just had knee surgery, so I'm in and out of a vehicle, all this stuff, but they can't find me. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give them something to track. So I shit in the middle of this trail, like a normal trail, man. This is a trail that like people PT on. There's people driving on all the time. I just, I pulled the drawers down and took a shit. And then I realized that was a terrible idea. Yeah. I don't have toilet paper with me. So I'm thinking, all right, what am I going to do? I had already used the tops of my socks the night before.
Yeah, that's a real
So
story,
I pull my pants down and I cut the bottom of my underwear off so it makes it to where I'm almost wearing a G-string. And I could pull it off. I'm going to let you know that. I could pull it off. But,
G-string,
yeah,
pull it off?
So I wiped my ass with it. And then I just put it on the ground next to the shit. And I remember my Marines, my students, when they caught me in the fields next to it, because I was, in these yellow fields, and I would kind of hit this area where I couldn't go down any further. And I remember them, that was the funniest thing in the world to them. And to me, I didn't even think about it because I'm as slow as it gets, Yeah. Oh, what do you got going on over here?
It's a Ranger tree, bro.
I've never seen this. So people have done this before? Are you gonna put crushed peppers in there?
You want me to?
If you're a real Ranger chewer, that'd be that what that is.
Fuck it. So you literally just pour everything out: coffee, creamer, sugar.
I poured white stuff on a table before, but not like that.
I put coffee first, creamer, and then sugar on top. It really doesn't matter as long as coffee's on the bottom.
And you put that in your lip?
Yes, sir.
Things I've never seen before. Brian Smile and a Ranger dip. While he's doing this, I'm going to give my story of my first dip. How about that? I was on my way to country. I get to Kuwait. I'm a baby, I was a teenager, never been to combat, no nothing. And someone offers me, what was that Marine's name? I think Horton offers me a Copenhagen Black. Ooh. And I put that in, good and stuff. About 3 minutes into the, you get in the theater and they have someone come and give you, the whole spiel. This is what you're doing here, Marines. This is,
yeah.
And so about 3 minutes into it, I was thrown up, just chucking my guts up. Oh, okay. Get that all the way in there.
Oh.
Is it good? Do you have a dip in as well as a Ranger dip?
No.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Be a lot cooler if you did.
Let's throw a horseshoe in.
Well, so what does that taste like right now?
Honestly, like I dig it. I can taste hints of coffee, creamer, and sugar, and just sit in there and just obviously the paper dissolves.
Does it keep
just
you
sit
awake?
here and suck on it. Oh yeah. This is when you don't have water. It's the same fucking thing. Just mix it up. You know what I mean? You get a little paper towel, whatever. Wrap it up and just throw it right in your lip.
You're like MacGyver.
I know.
If you had a paperclip, you'd probably take over the world. No one give this man a paperclip. Man, we're not even gonna get to any hygiene or thing. Let's start some current events.
Yes.
What's going on? What do you got going on? What do you want to talk about?
Ooh, current events, man. There's all kinds of stuff going on, man.
Well, the biggest thing on social media right now. What is it? What pops up?
Ooh, okay. That's Kobe.
Yeah,
Straight up, that's Kobe. And man, that sucks. First off, I'm just really say that. Like that dude, he had a profound effect on a lot of people, man. And that's that's what you get as an entertainer, as a celebrity. You know what I mean? He worked damn hard at what he did, and he just grinded, man.
I mean, a transcendent superstar.
No.
Left, the game of basketball a couple of years ago, and then he passed away in a helicopter ride with his daughter, and I believe 7 others. There were 9 total, I believe. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But it's crazy that someone like that can pass away, and it can almost create a movement. You know what I'm saying? It could create a movement of people wanting to do better, of people wanting to do more. I mean, the one thing that I loved to hate Kobe. I'm a huge LeBron fan, and I love to hate him. But you had to love who he was as a player, as a person, and his work ethic, right?
Yeah.
And that's the one thing. Anyone that knows anybody that knows anything about Kobe Bryant knows that was the one thing. His work ethic, he would not be outworked, right? And I think that we get a little bit lost in it because of how high he was as far as in terms of platforms. I mean, you could say Kobe anywhere in the world. That's the thing, right? What's the number one thing you hear today? Before Kobe passing away, what did you hear all the time? You would see a kid. I mean, my daughter MRE does it. She'll shoot trash into a basket and she'll yell Kobe. I mean, who else has had and my daughter's 7. She's never seen Kobe Bryant play basketball.
Yeah.
And from whoever. But I think we kind of get lost and, my prayers and thoughts are with the families that they lost people and they lost their loved ones, and it's tragic.
Yeah.
But I think we get lost sometimes in the fact that because he was such a high-profile celebrity, that same day we had U.S. military troops pass away in a helicopter, and no one said anything.
Exactly, man.
And it's nothing against anybody at all, but I think sometimes we get lost because of how high-profile an individual is. And it's like, at the end of the day, it's sad for every family. It's sad for anyone that's involved in a death. There's people dying right now.
No.
Around the world, there's people dying every second. And I think that we get kind of lost in that, and I think the one thing about Kobe, right, he worked his ass off, right?
No.
But he loved his family, and the thing you have to take from it is, do you really grind 365 a year?
No, I don't think you should. I don't think that's healthy. I think a lot of the people out there spitting this oh man, you want a Lamborghini, whatever, do this. If anyone's out there giving you hey, your life's fucked up and I know how to fix it. Take everything I do and it'll change, and we just talked about this, and
what if it's a therapist though? I mean, maybe if you're in therapy and they're telling you, hey, you should probably quit doing crack.
Yeah,
crack's a bad drug.
Yeah, that dude's onto something. But what you're getting at, what you're talking about, man, is there's all this kind of motivation now that's just getting pumped through social media now, and it's just regurgitated motivation where people think that, oh, I gotta grind. I already know where you're going with this, man. You have to sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor, right?
Man,
what are you gonna grind your whole life away and then you're just gonna die?
Yes.
That's it? Your whole life was about becoming somebody and making money?
But if you were an influencer on Instagram, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Because that's what everyone wants to do.
Yeah.
Whether you do one fitness show or 100, you're now a high-profile fitness trainer.
Yeah.
Whether you cook food just at your home, you're now a chef.
Yeah.
If you took some pictures with, your booty hole out because it's Wednesday and, we do hump day, it's you're now a model.
Yeah.
And I get it. The world is different. Society is different. But at the end of the day, You have to do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
If I came to you and said, "Hey, Brian, I'm going to get you these Jordans. I'm going to put a little bit of Nipsey Hussle, and we're going to ride out." I mean, you do it for a day because you're my boy. But after that, you want to get back to you. You want to put on your cowboy boots. You want to braid your beard, and you want to chase, mountain lions in the hills. But I really think that people got to take a step back and realize monetary things will never create happiness for you. It'll make life easier, and it'll be cool to jump into whatever vehicle you have. But if you go out and grind 365 a year, every single day, you'll never enjoy those loved ones. You'll never, as my boy just said, the fruits of your labor. And you'll never enjoy sitting down, drinking a beer, smoking a doobie, and just enjoying life for a second and enjoying where you're at. Because we talked about it a little bit earlier, and then I'll kick it to you. Sorry, I'm just on this roll right now.
Do you?
But it's like we talked about this a little bit earlier, how you were so focused. When you were in combat, you were so focused, and you didn't have time to think because, you're in combat, downrange every single day. And I think this is something that I've taken since I was a kid is anyone that's known me my whole life, and we all change. And that's the thing. We're all from different walks of life, and we change on a daily basis. And but you change because you want to. We talk about growth edge, all this stuff. You and I, we do a ton of personal growth, professional growth talks all the time. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you're only going to change what you want to change. You could repost shit on social media from someone else. Oh, man, motivation. Or you could post someone like, man, I'm sad about this. Or I love this. Stop being so fake and do what's right for you. I mean, I know we kind of rolled from like Kobe Bryant to social media to just all this stuff, but it's like at the end of the day, there is no way to be happy doing what someone else is doing. It's something my wife tells me all the time, and I know it's not like she didn't make this quote up, but you're already taken. No one else can be him. No one else can be her. That person's taken. Yeah. So look in the mirror and be yourself, Yeah. And I'm telling you.
Absolutely, man.
Man, that's one thing I gotta love about you. You're a genuine dude. I mean, man, you're as stubborn as a mule, and sometimes you come off as an asshole, but just because that's just your face. You got that asshole face. But
I'm good with it, man.
Yeah, but it's just like at the end of the day, we have an understanding. We look at life in a very different view for the most part, but we still want the same things. I want to sit on a lake and I want to smoke one with you and fish and throw back a Coors Light and just laugh.
Amen, brother. That's the good life.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
That's the good life.
I'm telling you. What else would you want in life other than just to be able to kick it, man?
Not a whole lot, but this is so you guys, whether you're watching this on our YouTube page or you're watching this on military, this is the community that we feed is the military. And while we're on the topic of Kobe, it sucks. You know what I mean? It sucks.
Very sad.
But guess what? People die every day. You know what I mean? Military members die all the time. They don't get coverage like that. You know what I mean? And, we have to come up with stuff to keep constantly reminding people that, hey, we're still at war. You know what I mean? Like, remember everyone deployed Friday. Like, that's a thing. Like, I don't know if that just came out as like a marketing thing or whatever, but like, we're trying to come up with ways to remember people, hey, we're at war. Like, hey, why don't you guys still care about the people like fighting for your freedoms and stuff instead of just sitting here bitching about all this liberal nonsense getting, just regurgitated and passed along so you guys can all hate America.
Anyways, yeah. We'll get down a negative rabbit hole.
I mean, I wouldn't say that's a negative rabbit hole. That's
Oh, but I was going that way.
Oh. My bad. No, you're good, man. We're bringing this back full circle. You know what I mean? But kind of getting back to, let's close this thing out right, man. But like, people need positivity in their life. They need something to chase. You know what I mean? Just like we need topics to, talk about in here and MREs and stuff to get, whatever, man. Like, this is our thing. This is our contribution to the world. You know what I mean? And I just want to influence people to find what their contribution is to the world, man.
And enjoy life.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing, and I've been telling you this since we met,
Amen.
Be grateful on a daily basis. You got out of bed, you put your feet on the ground. There's a lot of people that don't get a chance to do that, And I mean, I think that's the main thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That sounds like a pretty good note right there, man.
I'm telling you. And, you want to thank them? You want me to thank them?
You got it, brother.
Hey, I just want to thank you guys for tuning into the Warning Order show. We're out here at Freedom Studios, and we appreciate it, and we hope you come back for the next one. And if you don't, you'll be back.
Yeah. Hey, if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead. Go to our YouTube page, Warning Order, subscribe. Yeah, baby.